Hey, this is Tom Emmer. I served in the Minnesota legislature. I ran for governor in the state of Minnesota a couple years ago. Now I am on a radio show every morning at AM 1130 with Bob Davis. I'm here tonight because I'm supporting the conservative choice who's running for the House of Representatives in Mendota Heights, in Inver Grove Heights, in Northern Egan, and Sunfish Lake. So if you live in any of those places and you're wondering who is your conservative choice for the Minnesota House of Representatives, I'm here to tell you, it's Paul Tuschy. Now, the guy he's running against has been an incumbent for the last decade in the Minnesota legislature. Ask yourself, are things better in Minnesota in the last decade? Are they better in Minnesota in the last 2 years? Do you know who your representative is and what he's about? I'll tell you what your representative is about. Your representative has a 0 rating from the Minnesota Citizens Concerned for Life. He has a 0 rating from the Minnesota Taxpayers League, and he voted against voter ID. In other words, he doesn't believe people should have to prove who they say they are before they vote in our Minnesota elections. I'll be more detailed for you. Your current representative, Joe voted against providing direct tax relief to homeowners, to farms, and small businesses. He did that in the last year. Joe voted against providing $46 million in tax relief over the next 2 years by freezing state property tax levy for businesses. Well, the problem that we've had at every level of government over the last several decades has been this argument that you can't stop government from getting bigger. Unfortunately, what we have now is a whole bunch of government that we can't afford, and frankly, that doesn't do the things that we expect it to do for us. We need to reform government, make it smaller. Frankly, I believe you got to reduce government power. The people that have been in office, and including the current representative for this district, again, we're talking about Northern Egan, Mendota Heights, if you live in Inver Grove Heights or around Sunfish Lake, he's been representing the interests of government over the last 10 years. He has simply managed the growth at the expense of the citizens that have been asked to pay for it. Paul Tuschy, the conservative choice for the House of Representatives in this district, he believes that you can't grow government any longer at the expense of the citizens that it's supposed to be serving. Paul Tuschy, he wants to be your servant representative. He wants to work for you. You want to know how I know? I went out knocking doors with him today. You should see this young man as he goes from door to door talking to people about why it is he wants to serve. Paul Tuschy's not looking for a career in office. Paul Tuschy's looking to serve his community. Vote for Paul Tuschy on November 6th. Ask yourself, has Joe Atkins ever been at your door? Has Joe Atkins ever stopped by and asked for your vote? Has he ever stopped by to tell you why you should vote for him? Joe Atkins voted in favor of growing government. Joe Atkins voted against pro-life. Joe Atkins voted against photo ID. Did you know these things? Joe also voted against budget cuts to reduce state spending. Joe represents government. Paul Tuschy wants to represent you. I know this. I know that if you re-elect the guy who's been in office for the last 10 years, you will not have any chance of reducing the size of government. He's voted for everything that has been to maintain the status quo and grow the status quo. Paul Tuschy, yeah, I think you got a chance to actually reduce the size of government, make it more efficient, make it prioritize and serve the needs of the people rather than expecting the people to continue to serve it. Yeah, I think Paul Tuschy's the guy. Paul Tuschy is the conservative choice. Ask yourself again, has Joe ever been at your door? Tell you what, Paul Tuschy has, and if he hasn't, you're going to see him within the next couple of weeks. Vote for Paul Tuschy, the conservative choice for this district on November 6th. Look him up. I hope you will. PaulTuschy.com. Say no to Joe and vote for Paul Tuschy, the conservative choice for this district.
I'm Paul Tuschy, and I approve this message.